So we already know we're going to be getting Infants on March 14th and the Growing Together expansion pack on March 16th, but what we really don't know is what we're actually going to be getting, because with the announcement trailer, they're like 1-2 minute long videos that don't really give us a lot of detail, and it's hard to kind of explain what we're actually going to be getting. And so today, the Sims team is dropping a gameplay trailer for the Growing Together expansion pack that gives us a little bit more meat and potatoes, but we haven't really had a gameplay trailer since Snowy Escape, so it's been a while since we've really had like anything gameplay related besides the live streams they've been doing every once in a while. Now, in my prediction with these type of videos, they're like maybe 1-2 minute, 3 minute, 4 minute long videos that give us a little bit more meat potatoes, and usually they end up having voiceover, so it kind of gives a little bit more explanation in a real raw format, I think. But with these type of videos that I usually do is I go frame by frame and kind of discussing of what I think could be new, and also just generally like giving my thoughts and opinions of what I feel like could be a possibility. But to be honest with you all, I find with these videos, they're very time consuming and they can be very lengthy because one, I'm a Pisces, and I learned through the good Lordy Lou of Google is that Pisces can never stop talking on a topic that they're very passionate about. And that, my friends, today is The Sims 4 for me. So if I talk your ear off and you're annoyed, I apologize. But then again, I don't apologize. I'm 27 years old, my birthday was yesterday, and I'm going to be living my life like it's 1977, even though I was born 1996 in February of the 22nd of the day. But nevertheless, let's go ahead and react to the gameplay trailer of the Growing Together expansion pack.
In the picturesque neighborhood of Hopewell Hills, we find
Hopewell Hills?
the Michelsons. A recent addition to the family has instigated an unexpected and uninvited guest, the doting grandparent.
Oh,
Tonight,
no.
we'll use this temporary stay
Oh, that window
to
looks
explore
nice.
the family dynamic, the milestones that define one's life, the personalities that can connect us or push us apart, and how all of it is simply a matter of perspective. Let's first examine the married couple's reaction to
look
Celeste's
at them
father's
walking.
unannounced arrival. Fortunately, their family dynamic is set to close, as if hand-picked for them. This relationship setting, if you will, has stood the test of time, thanks to the social compatibilities they share. Throw in the many milestones they've achieved together, the joy they have for Orion joining the family, and they seem to be genuinely embracing Sebastian's help in growing their family together. Sebastian is very protective of his daughter, which is why he's even more critical of Christopher. There's nothing wrong with Christopher, per se.
Or is there, though?
He and Sebastian just have different interests and ways of expressing themselves. Sebastian has lived a long, fulfilling life. The dude's old. That's what I'm saying. But he still has much to learn, especially when it comes to the man who makes his daughter happy. Orion's recent arrival has sent the family dynamics into a tailspin, causing everyone to adjust. But she's a baby. She's got better things to do.
Like poop her pants.
After all, an infant's world is full of firsts, and there are other firsts yet to come. Atlas, the once king of the castle, how he misses the days when he had his parents wrapped around his little finger. Fortunately, he has always had a great relationship with his grandpa Sebastian. These two troublemakers might as well be the same person. And as far as Atlas is concerned, this old jokester has come to play with him, not the enemy. The family dynamic is not something easily defined. But growing together through all of life's many surprises means understanding everyone has a different point of view.
Oh, it's all relative. Oh, that's so nice. So personally, I don't know about you all, but I find voiceover very entertaining to listen to, but it's also very fun to do as a profession. And watching this trailer and listening to the voice in the trailer was very fun because there was like sass, humor, inflection in the voice, and just overall comedic timing with certain things that were happening in the video. But we also got to see a different side of the Michelson family, from the son to the infant to the parents to the grandparent, and just overall family dynamics and understanding how they are building their relationship and kind kind of seeing who is who and also how do they feel towards each other. So this is actually pretty cool and entertaining to like watch and understand. And so what I'm gonna do is go frame by frame and kind of see what new objects we're getting, because in the announcement trailer, it was too much and there was a lot happening. And I think with this gameplay trailer, we can kind of see more of the object side of things, but also see kind of like the gameplay side of things as well, because I want to be able to understand how do the family dynamics work, what we're going to be getting out of them, especially with those like little icons that were popping up. I'm going to kind of decide and predict what they might be called, but also just kind of just giving my general thoughts and opinions, you know? So as a detailed-oriented person, I like to go frame by frame and dissect everything. I may be false, I may be true, I really don't know. But I like to see everything in detail and like see it from the far back in. And so looking at this like one screenshot here, I can see how open this world could be because it's giving me Newcrest vibes. And if you don't know, Newcrest is an empty world we have in base game where the entire world is literally blank. You can do whatever you want. It's a blank canvas, build whatever you want, however you want. And that world, based on where you're at, is very open for like walking distance, like parks and grills and seating area. It's just so lively that you can do whatever you want. And so this general neighborhood is giving that vibe. Lord and behold, I think that me as a family game player, this is going to be really good for me as a storyteller and building my family lineage more than like 2 generations. And so I'm very curious on how the family dynamics are going to be, especially what we saw. They didn't show us everything, but I want to see how it's all going to come into play. I love how messy their house is. Like when you go into a person's house, it may be clean because, you know, guests are coming over. They want to make sure it's neat and tidy for them to come over. But in reality, in a lot of videos and a lot of like things you see on the internet, no one's home's actually that like neat and tidy and clean. It's messy. It's all over the place. It's chaotic. You never know what to expect. And so I kind of like that the Michelson family house is this messy. Brand new baby in the house. They have a youngin who's like 8, 9 years old being awful to their parents or just awfully just being rambunctious and wild. But I like there's pizza, there's bottles, dirty dishes, toys all over the floor. It's just real. And I enjoy that stuff. So I'm looking forward to like playing around with all the new items and especially how they interact with everything. Now you can see that we're getting a new plant here, a new chair, a new coffee table, a new rug, and a lot of new like toys that may be interactive for the infants, but I'm not entirely sure. So personally, I don't know about you, but I love watching family type shows every once in a while, like Family Matters, Full House, This Is Us, That's So Raven, Parenthood, The Fosters, the list goes on and on and on. But with each and every show, they always have different types of stories, backstories, flashbacks, and family dynamics that may seem so real and raw to your real life that I can feel like I can also tell in The Sims. So this is actually kind of pretty cool to kind of see everything in a different way for one family perspective. Now, this hallway is giving like The Fosters a little bit because that vibe. But I love whatever this is. Either it's one singular item, like a door frame archway, or it's like, no, it has to be an archway because there's no way in chance we'll be getting 2 separate items. So it's like an archway with the glass. And I love all these little photos on the wall, which are so cute. I even like the new wallpaper and that rug and this door and that window. Now, I wonder if we're gonna have any future type of content in the future of The Sims. Like personally, luggage equals hotels, resorts for me. I'm always crossing my fingers for like hotels again because we had them in The Sims 3, we had them in The Sims 2 and The Sims 1, but we don't have them in The Sims 4. So I'm always hoping that we get future content, but then again, I can always be wrong. Ah, it's so nice. He's very happy, of course, as per usual, but we got the family dynamics because there's so many different things, different milestones in a person's life, and also having social compatibility with certain people. And like, as you get older and you have new family members come into play, there's always different things that you may be compatible with or not compatible with. Like, I'm very close to my parents, I'm very close to my grandparents, my aunts and my uncles and my cousins, and we all have similar and different, you know, interests and personalities. And I just think it's like very cool that they tied that into the mix, but I don't know how it's gonna fully like transition into other packs, because we're only seeing the pack and base game side itself, but they always end up testing other packs every once in a while, but I don't know how it's going to be cross-pack gameplay, is what I'm trying to say. Like, how is this pack going to tie in with, like, other packs, you know? But we're about to see these two Sims family dynamics of how close they are. Now, we can see Celeste and the Sim here, husband and wife, but their family dynamic is close. We have distant jokester, and there were a few others, but I wonder what the distant one is. Like, I really like drama more than anything, so I'm thinking that they're married, but they're very distant towards each other, and they don't really get along, or like they're a jokester type of family, and they joke all the time. Like, I wonder how these will be like, but they're very close as we can see, and they've been together forever for literally eons. They have similar taste in music, they love dancing, they love the arts, so they like going to movies, which is really fun. And they're also very, very close and love being very intimate, which I think is very funny and risque. But sometimes they also woohoo in the hot tub. They got good compatibilities. They love each other very much. Hold up, that's a new curtain. That looks like a new couch to me too. I like that. Also, this might be a new light up here. That's a new lamp. I'm pointing out different things. Now, what got me really thinking about this is that we have the sentiments and we also have the character values and all these other different things that we got with Snowy Escape that were added into base game that also were tied into Snowy Escape. So it's so cool to have like these milestones and family dynamics and more life-changing moments that we can really see and have evolve over time. But like having a new baby, having, you know, getting married, their first ever woohoo, or going to the movie together, their first date. So it's all these different family dynamic milestones that you'll be able to do and see and grow from it. So if you're a family game player and a storyteller, I think you're really gonna thrive with this pack and really have your creative juices like really flowing and trying something new that you have not done before. I think we already seen this before, like in the very beginning of The Sims 4. I remember distinctly that when my Sim had a baby, like a brand new baby, but they already had another like child in their household, is that the kid would not like their new sibling. They would basically say unwanted sibling as a moodlet that was red. And I found that very funny and realistic. So in that point, it was like we were kind of getting grown together, but not really until now. So it's just really nice to be able to see all this like coming into play and like play out. And of course, Grandpa loves his daughter more than anything, but lo and behold, he does not like his son-in-law, not as much. Like that face, I don't think so. They don't really get along. As you can see, sitting at the table, he angry, he's sad, he has a lot of interests, he has a lot of dislike interests based on his interests. Like they don't like each other at all. Now, we're seeing it from the grandparent perspective from the past. And I was like thinking to myself, where's grandma? And so I wonder if we'll get like something out of it where a grandparent or whoever passes away, what will they be feeling? Like I just, my brain is spinning because I'm thinking of different ideas of like what I could do with my own family gameplay I've been doing off camera. And I'm just like overall generally just very excited to see how I can play this pack for more than like 3 months, you know? But it's really cool to see like him younger and his wife on their first ever date and just seeing like all lovey-dovey with their new little baby addition. I love that wallpaper, by the way. I don't know who this fella is right here, but I think it's like really cool that we have a splash pad and he's all young and it's just like really cool. But I don't know if you can see this right here or not, but I see like stomach scars, like stretch marks, which is something that we've never had in the game before. So if we're getting stretch marks, which I think we definitely are based on the sim right here, that's going to be really, 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 really cool. So I'm very excited about that. But what I'm thinking is that these two Sims, either they're brothers or they were best friends. And whenever his wife died, the grandpa here, they had a little bit of falling out, or he over here had an affair with his wife and they had a little tidbit, little juicy drama. I don't know. But whoever knows what could happen between these two, one or the other, affairs, falling out, you never really know, but you can definitely see up here, they're butting heads. But as we continue to go on, he's very old and just very sad that he lost his job, he lost his wife, he has no one in immediate, circle. So he's all by his lonesome, eating some random TV dinner in front of like watching some soap opera. So it's like, wow. He's like, I don't know. I feel like I just can't go through all this anymore. But that's going through his brain of like thinking, I can understand why my daughter is so happy with this man. And I guess I can learn to love him and, be close to him. But I'm not really going to like his interests. But I will be there for my daughter to make sure that she's happy in her home and make sure that I can get along with her lifestyle. So it's like being able to see how everyone's getting along. But when you have an unwanted sibling that you didn't really want, you have that dynamic that Oren and this little Sim here don't really like each other, even though that they are a lot of years apart. They have a very interesting family dynamic. Now we see a little bit more of like close, distant, difficult, and jokester. And I'm thinking that with difficult, it only goes towards siblings maybe, or they're like not married. I'm thinking that there might be a little difficult thing added into that. But I'm thinking that with all these different infant things are really cool because they're learning to roll over, which I think is a very cool thing. First little step milestones for an infant: rolling over, being able to start crawling for the first time, eating like messy food, I guess, and learning how to stand up on their own. And this is like also very cool because I'm thinking they learn how to sit up on their own. Will we able to teach them how to walk next? Like first crawling, then standing up, and then walking. So like I'm thinking that could be a really cool thing. But I'm just like overall like very excited about all of this because I love family gameplay more than anything. So this is like actually really cool. Now, personally, what I'm really excited about is the family dynamic between grandkids and grandparents, because grandparents really love their grandkids more than anything, and they'll go above and beyond to the ends of the earth for them, no matter who they are, no matter how much they interact. I just want to know, based on our relationship and our family dynamic, will it change over time? Like, let's say, for example, we're very close to our grandparents and we stop interacting with them. Will our relationship for our family dynamic become distant, difficult? What will it be? Like, I want to know. And based on the compatibility, will that also change too? And if it does, that's going to be a really, really good arc for the next generation for your storyline, for your family gameplay. And I've always been wanting more stuff when it came to elders and children and toddlers and now infants, because teenagers, adults, and young adults get way too much. And I feel like there's not a lot of focus on the other life stages, but now we're finally getting something for everyone, and it's kind of good that we are. So I'm just looking forward to seeing how all this will come into play with all the packs, and just definitely just dive more deep into each and every household and seeing how much or how little their relationship will build over time on what they are compatibility wise. With that being said, I think I'm going to wrap it up here. I do hope you all enjoyed this lovely frame by frame reaction trailer of the Growing Together gameplay trailer, because personally, even though we did not get a lot of info, we still got a little bit of an insight from a different point of view for one singular family. And I'm hoping, crossing my fingers, that we'll give you more like in-depth trailers and live streams of this pack, because there's so much to uncover. I believe so. But for me, I'm looking forward for this pack. I'm very excited for family gameplay, storytelling, everything. But Lordy Lou, however, I hope you all enjoyed it, and I will see you all in the next video. Bye!